Go.
So, Coach Morton, can you give an example where a player has ruined a potential opportunity to play college football because of underage drinking?
Now, I can't cite a specific kid, but I can cite specific examples of guys. You never know when that time that he was underage drinking that he didn't get caught, but it ended up leading into other things involving drugs, what he does habit-wise with school and his grades and how his grades were affected. I don't think that in my career I can pinpoint one time that one kid was caught drinking and that is what kept him from getting offered a college scholarship. But I do have coached guys that have been involved in that, and that has hurt their recruiting process.
What are a few benefits of resisting the peer pressure to drink underage?
Well, number one, it's right. We always talk about do right, and that's what's right. You got to do what's right in life, and when you do right, then you feel like you've earned the right, and you feel better about yourself. So your clean conscience, I think, is a part of it. But just to have self-discipline, prepare yourself for the bigger picture of life is another benefit of resisting it. And doing right, that's also from the law standpoint, Isaiah, because then you get involved in a deal with having to go to court and all the ramifications that come from that, and can carry on with you the rest of your life.
While in high school and college, how often were you tempted by friends to underage drink?
No, really, I kind of had, I guess, a different life and a different life than what you guys have had. I live way out in the country, way out in the country. I mean, you had to go past the country to get to my house, just about. And so I wasn't around a lot. I mean, there were some opportunities, I'm sure, going through. But, I guess what I did is early on, my friends knew where I stood on all that. And so it was never a problem for me, because they just knew how I was between drugs and alcohol. I had a couple of times where guys are riding around, and said, "I don't want to be a part of that." But once you take a stand, I think people know, and if they respect you for who you are, then they're not going to approach that. And if they are, then what kind of friend are they really?
Why do you think kids take the risk of ruining their lives and drink underage?
It goes back to a quote that we use a lot. I think, why do people fail? They trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. I'm convinced that no one wakes up in the morning and says, "Hey, I'm going to go get drunk today and get thrown in jail." But along the way, because of that peer pressure thing, they compromise what they want for the long picture, for the big picture, for the short-term thing. Look cool, girls, to fit in with the in crowd. I think all those things are, reasons why guys and girls are giving up, what could affect the rest of their lives.
How do you think your life would be if you would have been arrested for underage drinking in your youth?
It can be dramatically affected. I mean, I couldn't hold the position that I hold today, driving a vehicle. In the hiring process that I'm involved in, and hiring coaches and being involved in that process, that's a huge thing. People don't realize, but that all's going to show up on their record later on. And I've had guys that I've interviewed. You talk to them, and they seem to be clean. You talk to them about everything, and then you call them back and you ask them a question about what happened when you were a junior in college or a junior in high school, and all of a sudden it gets real quiet. And so I think people sometimes don't realize that.